cereals. Okay, cereals then. Top 5 Tuesday, cereals. I know what my number 1 is, and it's a new one that I've tried recently. In fact, I think I know what my number 2 is as well. The rest are kind of up in the air. Probably, yeah, I can think of number 3. Well, there's going to be a theme, I'll tell you that much. And see if you can spot it. It's quite obvious, I think. Number 5, Weetos, I would say. Weetos pretty good. They're a good go-to. They're not like super heavy, which is a positive. And they've got, they're fortified with millions of different things, which all cereals apparently are. So they're all really, really good for you. There's something about the way Weetos tastes that isn't exactly... I don't know, they taste a bit plain, which is weird. They're supposed to be chocolate, and they do taste like chocolate, but they just taste a little bit not quite as chocolatey as they could, if that makes sense. But, Weetos, pretty good. And you usually get them in a massive box, and they're not very expensive, so there's that as well. Number 4, I would say... Now, it's a bit of a tricky one because it's Cocoa Shreddies, but I can't decide whether I like the actual ones better or the Aldi knockoff ones. The Aldi ones are a bit more firm and a bit crunchier, but I think flavour-wise, I'll probably go with the Aldi ones, whatever they call their Cocoa Wheaties or something like that. Very, very nice. Me and my wife, we call them concrete shreddies because they're like really solid. And appropriately enough, they are a solid breakfast choice. Surprisingly heavy on the calorie front, but relatively filling. Good if you mix it with something else. I quite like what are they called? Multigrain dino shapes from Aldi. They're a good item to mix heavier cereal with, so you can bulk it out a bit, and it's got some fibre then and some degree of nutrition. And I like to do that with Weetos as well, or indeed the Aldi version of the Weetos, would you believe? So yes, number 4, Aldi's Choco Wheaties. Number 3 is going to be another Aldi one. It is chocolate crunchy clusters. I really like these, but the trouble is you can only have like that much in a bowl because they are really, really heavy. They're like a granola. Very crunchy, as the name would suggest. There's a nice variety of textures in there, which is the bit that I like about them. Is it's not just all the same texture, and it's not just a bowl of the same stuff. It's a bit more varied. So I do like them a lot. But recently the recipe has changed a little bit and they don't taste as nice as they used to. Otherwise this would probably be higher in the list. One plus that crunchy clusters do have, and it's not to do with the cereal, it's to do with the packaging. Cereal's always in these gigantic boxes, isn't it? Crunchy clusters is about half the size. And it's done to reduce on packaging, and it works really well. You get the same amount of cereal, it's just in a smaller box. It's easier to store. Yeah, I don't know why more cereals don't do it. Even Aldi's other cereals don't bother with it. But yes, crunchy clusters, good cereal, and I would have them more often if they weren't so darn heavy. Number 2, one of my nostalgic favourites. I've tried them again recently because I managed to find them in a Sainsbury's of all places. And I haven't seen them again since, so I don't know what's happened to them. But Cocoa Rocks, again with the varied texture thing, you've got Nesquik cereal style balls. I'm trying to think what they're like. I suppose they are a bit like Weetos, just without a hole in them. Crispy spheres of chocolatiness. But then you've got these sort of almond shapes. And they are like corn cereal. And they're a shell, and inside there's like this chocolate goo. It's so good. And when it's all mixed together, and when it's with the milk, and you've got that variety in textures once again, oh, it's so good. You're crunching through it, and you get this release of chocolate goo. Man. And, as is the Cocoa Pops tradition, they turn the milk into chocolate, so that's even better. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cocoa Rocks. Once again, ridiculously heavy. Probably the least healthy thing you can start your day with, but very, very nice. But my number one has to go to Monflake Pixels, which we discovered fairly recently, in the past couple of months. They're like Cocoa Rocks, except you just get the gooey rocks. So good. They taste amazing, and well, they're the same sort of corn cereal-y shell pillow. It's just like a square pillow, and I can't describe. They just taste amazing. It's not. I wouldn't say that it's similar to Nutella. It's more like the chocolate goo you get in the middle of a Kinder Bueno. Wait. What am I thinking of? Yeah, the chocolate Kinder Buenos, the one with the chocolate in the middle. Yeah, it's a bit like that. You don't get tons of it, but that's good because otherwise it'd be overwhelming. Yeah, just really, really tasty. One downside is that because they are square, they have corners, and corners and the roof of your mouth don't exactly mix. So, swings and roundabouts, but they are very, very tasty. And the only place I've ever found them thus far is in Home Bargains, so worth a look. And you get a massive box of them as well. Yeah. Did you notice the pattern? I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with cereal because I like my breakfast to be as straightforward and simple as possible because I've just got up and I don't want to faff around mixing stuff together and making this concoction of a breakfast because I want to get on with my day, and I'm too tired and sleepy and groggy to be thinking about stuff, and I'll probably get it wrong if I try and do anything too complex. But my go-to tends to be Aldi Chocolate Hoops and Aldi Multigrain Dinos. I'm an adult. Yeah, I do. There is also there's probably a whole vlog in the idea of cereals just being marketed for kids, and it's really difficult to find a cereal that's not just full of sugar and yet is actually reasonably tasty. But yeah, that's another topic. I will stop there before I run over. So let me know what your favourite cereal is. I'll be interested to hear, and if you have any recommendations. And with that, I shall say good night, which is something I never do on vlogs. I don't know what's going on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.